So, let's see, which videos have got views? There's a quick clip, a quick clip, a quick clip. How do I have this many views? I have no idea, but look, that's the best Owlcats video. It actually is a guide. You know, I haven't done one of these for quite a while. I mean, I've only done one of them, and yeah. And I sounded terrible back then. Yeah. Now, let's make another video. You're only in Stories of Life. Here are the enemies for Empire of Cats. And these are the first enemies you're going to encounter. And also the weakest. Okay, so with Doge, and he's the first enemy you'll encounter, and basically, not very powerful, not really. It's just your average enemy mage shield, also known as peons. Okay, so Snache has a bit more health, a bit more damage, a bit more speed than Doge. Still not much of a threat. So, those guys, yeah, another peon, like, about the same strength as a level 1 axe cat. Still not very threatening. Hippoe is the first enemy unit you'll see that has the area that can do area damage, and when you first see it, quite a lot of health, decent damage, but after Chapter 1, not really a threat at all, really, just tanks hits, I guess. Pigge is more or less Hippoe but reds. Yeah. Peng is a bit stronger than Hippoe or Pigge, but has single target attacks. Gory is a decent rush unit, yes, in rush stages, and he just deploy mage shields and stuff. Just try to kill him, basically. And only really threats in Chapter 1 to, unless he's super buffed. Baa Baa really isn't all that challenging. Quite weak. Okay, so Celeboodle, he's moderately powerful in Chapter 1. But, basically, in general, with Empire of Cats units, just do a bit of treasure farming. They shouldn't be challenging if you've got full superior treasures. Basically, Russell Cats in general, you need to do treasure farming. If you don't, then you're not gonna make it past Chapter 3. And the earlier chapters won't be very easy. Okay, so Croco, he's somewhat decent rush type peon. And he deals a decent amount of damage, but not much health. Yeah. LeBoyne has a lot of range and decent damage, which makes him quite annoying when you first encounter him. But just do more treasure farming, really. B.B.Bunny is just a speedy peon with rather average stats for, like, when you first see it. Still a peon though. In Greenland, the first stage it's seen in, it's supported by seals, which makes it scary, but treasure farming, yay. So, with Kang Roo, you, basically just, as long as you've got enough treasures, the mage shields should be able to hold the front line, and should be able to kill all Kang Roo. and it drops a lot of money when you beat him. Squire Rel is another speedy peon, and it's weaker than B.B.Bunny. Kind of similar to Croco. It's a bit hard to remember what it's like when these enemies were actually threats now that I'm doing Cats of the Cosmos 3. These are Empire of Cats enemies. Anyway, just do treasure farming for this enemy. I think, Ninja, Frog Cat, and Whale Cat are good against one-horns. So they're decent units and they've got strong against reds. Also do treasure farming. Teacher Bear is comparable to LeBoyne, but has less health and more knockbacks. The Face is the boss for Empire of Cats, Chapter 1 Moon, and you should be able to beast on your first try. And if you don't farm with treasures, guys, you're not sure when the next 3 enemies were first seen. I was gonna guess they're from Stories of Legends, but then I realized that Master Ray wasn't there, and he's one of the first enemies that you see first in SOL, Stories of Legend. So here is Assassin Bear. He is the fastest enemy in the game, and he has a long range and a lot of damage and area attacks, and he comes out on the stages. You're forced to fight him, but and in a lot of stages he comes out if you take way too long. But by far the most effective weapon against it is the Cat Can, since he has basically no health and Cat Can is barely any damage, but it's still enough to kill all Assassin Bear. So, Shy Boy, he is a fast version of the Face who attacks nearly constantly, but does not much damage and has a lot less health. And so, yeah, just use anti-reds. Shouldn't be too hard. So, Miss Sign comes out every 15 minutes, starting at the 15-minute mark, and deals 1 attack damage, and a lot of range, and a lot of knockbacks and decent health. And you can, if you want to take a very long time for stage, you can cheese it by getting Miss Signs to stack up, and then there's no other type of enemy can stack, because Miss Signs are filling up with the enemy limits, because there is also an enemy limit, and it changes with each stage. The next 2 enemies are bosses from from Empire of Cats 2 and 3 Moon. With Dark Emperor Nyandam, he has a lot of range and quite a lot of damage and a lot of health, but slow attack speed and slow movement speed, and the best strategy is to have good attacking units and decent meat shields, and so you can advance forward to Nyandam between attacks and deal some damage until eventually he dies. With Teacher Bun Bun, by this point you're going to want full superior treasures, and it's better if you try to get full superior treasures before this point, because it would make the stages before easier, and you're gonna have to do treasure farming at this point if you want to keep playing the game. And then for the stage, you need wall cats to protect and dragon cats to deal damage. Eventually you'll be able to get to the base and then activate the base. And then the wall cats should be able to protect well enough, and the dragon cats should be able to deal enough damage to kill Bun Bun. The next enemies are from Stories of Legend, like the first 20 sub-chapters, I think. Metal Hippoe is the first metal enemy you're going to see, the second stage of EOC Chapter 1, and damage not too impressive, but metal enemies, they only take 1 damage per hit unless it's a critical hit, and Metal Hippoe has a base of 80, so you can spam rapid attacks or crits. Both of those strategies work. So, Saint Pigge is a piggy but bigger and stronger. Yeah. Basically it. Dark Doge, as long as you make shields and just do normal strategies, should be easy, but I've kind of forgotten what it's like to beat him without using Jizo. Jizo is very good against black enemies. So, Master A has a lot of range and a decent amount of damage. He can be quite annoying, but he still should be able to take out the enemies in front of him, and he's not much of a threat on his own, unless he's buffed a lot. Celeboodle has a lot of damage and not much health, so yeah, as long as you deploy them damage units, he should be fine. Dagshund is a boy who is somewhat powerful with decent range and damage. I can't remember how to fight him, but hopefully telling you that he has decent range and damage should be enough for you to come up with strategy, you know? So, Duche is a short range, somewhat tanky rush unit. Yeah, I think you can beat him with normal strategies. So I just want to quickly say that with a lot of big enemies here, I've kind of forgotten how you fight them when you first see them, and not when you have overpowered units. The Sloth is long range, tanky, and slow but powerful attacks. Yeah. To be honest, I've kind of forgotten how to fight a lot of these enemies, so, yeah, like I said, without overpowered units, so I'll just say what the units are like, and hopefully that makes you come up with a strategy for beating them. Otta-Smack-u is it's a bit like Duche, short range rush unit, but he's stronger and has a better name. J.K Bun Bun is similar strength to Teacher Bun Bun, but he looks cooler and he's red. So, Boar, he's the first Boar variant, and he's a scary boy, and yeah, he's a short range rush unit with like 850,000 health, and you need pretty good meat shielding to stop him, and freeze or weaken would be very useful against this boy. Gory Black is like Gory, but far scarier, and Bombercat is good against him, and also Jizo. Probably some other units are good against him, but mostly Jizo and Bombercat. That's the only units I can remember are good against black He's... Shadowboxer K is a scary boy, and Bomber Cat makes him not so scary. Super Metal Hippoe is possibly the first battle enemy you'll see that is too hard to take down with rapid attackers. It's got 8,888 HP as 100% buff, so you need a decent critter, and I killed him. And using Island Cat, but a better critter than that would probably be useful. Rain D is a scary boy, and a very frustrating boy. He's got a decent amount of HP, pretty good damage, and 20 knockbacks. That makes him so hard to kill, and especially if there's a tanky enemy. There's tanky enemies, because if you knock him back once, and then he just get pushed back a bit and then he continues to whack your cats. And if you've got a tanky boy protecting him, then you need to kill the tanky boy or use a unit with good piercing range. Elbow, he is a slightly annoying boy. Early on, he has not a lot of range, not much health, but a decent amount of damage. And yeah, he's a bit hard to kill early on, but if you do kill him, he's very cash money. Camel, yeah, low range, somewhat decent HP, and a lot of damage. Gory, he is the first wave attacker you are going to see. He has a level 3 wave attack guaranteed, so it generates 3 waves. And a short range, but the wave attacks give him a good piercing range. And somewhat tanky, decent damage, short range with wave attacks. Director Kurosawa, he's like Nyandam, but more range, bit more powerful, and black. Metal One Horn, he's short range, high damage, 800 HP metal enemy, so you need to kill him quick. Good critters recommended. Good critters heavily recommended, like Hurricanes or something. Bun Bun Black is Teacher Bun Bun, but stronger and blacker. H-Nar is actually quite a lot like Rain D with decent HP, similar attack cycle, decent damage, and not sure how many knockbacks he has, but I think it's a decent amount actually. Don't think it's as many knockbacks as Rain D though. So now we are looking at Cyclones. And these are all boss enemies, and yeah, they're a spinning thing with an eye in the center. And basically all of them are pretty tanky, and they attack rapidly and deal a lot of damage. And the only thing that they don't have a lot of is range. So out of all the units, Red Zyclone has the highest DPS and the lowest range, so yeah, slow and freeze, knockback, are very effective against him. And then Black Cyclone has quite a small base damage, and White Cyclone is just like kind of the basic Cyclone. And there's Angelic Cyclone. I think it's got a slightly bigger range than normal. And Metal Cyclone has like 75,000 health and is a metal enemy. Yeah, which is quite a lot. And the best tactic is to perma-freeze it, and, yeah. So, with Cosmic Cyclone, it's like a regular cyclone, but has a chance to weaken your cats to 10% of their attack strength, but it doesn't really matter, because it still has enough damage to kill your cats, and, you definitely need all the unstarred alien treasures. It shouldn't be too hard. And then the perfect cyclone is an outlier among the cyclones, with low damage output but a lot of range and the long distance effect. And basically, Octopus Cat. If you have Octopus Cat, you win. If you don't have Octopus Cat, it's extremely difficult. And, so, Zyclone is like a cyclone, but he's not floating, and he infinitely revives, but doesn't burrow like most zombies. Paraphrasing him is definitely recommended, and Super Cosmic Cyclone can warp your units back and has very low base stats and relies on the Starred Alien default buff. And if you have the anti-Starred Alien treasures, he's incredibly easy. So now, here's a lot more of Stories of Legend. So, Avast. He's somewhat unique among bosses, and he's got quite a bit of health. Actually, 350,000 isn't too much, and rapid and decent ranged attacks with decent damage. And I think the best strategy is decent beat shielding and long distance attackers. And then Dober PD is a tanky dog with a 1/3 chance of wave attacks, and those wave attacks can really kill everything. So you better want some wave blockers. And then with Seal, he's got 22,000 HP for a metal enemy. That's too much HP. You need a lot of good critters. And then Aruran, she is the first boss that the first Legends units in Stories of Legends, the enemy version, and Tiger's got a video on that, and I also have a video on that. But I'm gonna tell you to watch Tiger's videos and not mine if you want a guide. His videos are actually guides. My videos aren't usually guides, but I mean this video is a guide. Angel Fanboy is basically missigned, but comes out whenever a powerful angel enemy does, and basically just takes up one enemy unit's slot thing. And Gabriel, is an angel who is a speedy Doge and decent damage, medium health and speed. Heavenly Hippoe is Hippoe, but it's more heavenly and also much stronger. Yeah. I've kind of forgotten what it's like to kill him without using G-Zone. It's Angelic Gory. He's pretty scary. He moves fast, attacks fast, and yeah, that's a lot of damage. Wall Doge is just a pretty good tanking enemy unit, and doesn't have too much damage, but yeah, he can protect. Ginger Snache is a Snache but ginger, and speedy and strong and annoying. Yeah, speedier, attacks quicker and far stronger, and is more annoying. So, Sunfish Jones is a pretty strong ranged attack unit and has the second best name in the entire game for an enemy. And Pigeon Disable, that's how you pronounce it in French or something, I don't know. He is a pigeon with a medium stats and a guarantee to cause a level 1 wave attack, which does more damage to your meat shields, but doesn't have much range. And Dark Otter is like a regular otter, but darker and more powerful. He does look a bit scary here, but Bomber Cat is very useful against him. Yeah. Angelic Sleepney. Yeah, he is quite powerful. Yeah, if he's buffed enough, then Jizo can't counter him because he gets perma knockbacked. He's scary, and Trolley Blogger is somewhat weak, but pretty quick attacks with a decent knockback chance. Can be annoying if you don't kill him. Metal Doge is very annoying. You see, he has 30 health, and he gets spammed, and he's a metal enemy, and he just gets in the way. Lenoir is a lot like LeBoyne, and if you're not careful, he can take out your entire army in one whack. Yeah. Lil Nyandam is the second Legends unit from SOL, and a lot like regular Nyandam, but he's stronger because that makes sense. Yeah. And Chick-fil-A, medium range, medium tankiness, pretty high damage. Not sure how to beat it without Jizo. I've had Jizo to beast every time. Yeah, and now it's into the future. So, first off, Sheep Alien. Basically a Doge, but stronger. Weaker than Dark Doge and Gabriel, though. That's really all to say about him. Hippoe. Yep, that's alien Hippoe who licks you with multiple tongues. And also just Hippoe but stronger. Helmet Scrabby, an alien not based off of some other unit. And mid-ranged, decent strength attacker with one guaranteed lethal strike, which keeps him fighting a bit longer. And Imperator Sael. Yeah. Basically, just Seal, but stronger. Wow, we like all of these blue remakes of original enemies. Mooth. Well, it's Mooth, but a lot stronger, and has a chance to freeze enemies. And one thing I find annoying is when I'm about to freeze them, but then he freezes us. I am Face, Great Abyss 1 boss, seen a few more times as well. Another head comes out of his head. Comes out of his mouth, and it's creepy, and it gives him extra range. Ursa Major. He's literally just Teacher Bear, but stronger. Yeah. He gets the strength effect at 50% HP. Croco. Yeah, he's a Croco, but stronger. Medium health. Pretty good damage. And Cast of the Cosmos, he's buffed enough to be so annoying. And Lemur, he's very annoying. Basically, pretty good stats and weaken effect. But you know what's a good counter to him? Catalyte, immune to weaken and strong against aliens. And Elizabeth the 56th, wave blocker. It guarantees level 3 wave attack, so get a wave blocker. Naomi Boar, he's the floating continent 1 boss Boar, but more health, less damage. Klee 1, pretty good range, moderate stats. The damage isn't too... the damage is decent, the health is decent. It just, when you've got when you go back to it, you think, wow, that's weak, because you've got more anti-alien treasure. And Scissoroo, yeah, it's alien kangaroo, but stronger and more range, and slower attacks and area attacks. Yeah, a few modifications there. Cyberhorn, yeah, he's a tanky boy, and his name suggests he's a metal enemy, but actually he's an alien enemy. Well done, Pronos. Mr. Celeboodle, high damage, low health, strength effect at 50%. The alien version of the regular Celeboodle. Yeah. And looks kind of fancy, I guess. Galactic Overseer Nyandam, but alien, and he has a hat, and he has a magical finger of doom. Great Abyss 2 boss, very powerful. And Corrupted Valkyrie, the stage is hard. You need all the treasures and catalytes and maybe some Ubers. That would be good. And yeah. So Cappy, he's a bit annoying. He's tanky, short range, single targets with lots of damage, decent critical hit chance, and he needs a lot of meat shields. Volo, he's a speedy bird who rams into you with a decent power area attack. Yeah, I think he's got LD attack, not quite sure, but he's annoying. Very annoying. Berserk is Corey, but if you didn't bring a wave attacker, you are seriously dead. Guaranteed level 10 wave attack. It destroys absolutely everything. It even hits Cyberpunk when you're using regular meat shields. And Cyberface, he is fast speeds, slow attack rates, devastating wave attack, 300 health. You need a good critter. So, Calamari, Alien Squid of Doom, Catalytes, yeah, it used Catalytes. Calamari has a pretty powerful weaken. Catalyte is immune to weaken and strong against aliens. And Alpaki, yeah, it's like Campbell, but stronger and aliener. And has the strengthen effect, so decent health, long range, good damage. Yeah. The Sloth is the Sloth, but actually fast. And very tanky, decent range, a lot of damage with the slow attack speeds. I mean, he can clear an area and then push forward. I mean, he's good support. Bun Bun Symbiote, the alien version of Bun Bun, first seen in the Grey Abyss 3, and he's scary. He's scary. He's very powerful and very scary. Yeah, he's very scary. Yeah. Raging Bahamas Cat. And Tiger DHS made a video that shows you how to beat him easily. And apparently the stage isn't easy for me, but it did seem easy for him, and he is a unit you actually reasonably could have. So, here there are some more enemies from Stories of Legend, but also some from event stages, and first one is Call Angel Clear, or the angel version of Clue 1, and yeah, more better and long distance attack. Mr. Mole. Well, he digs underground with a slow speed, and has long range and guarantees knockback, decent and somewhat edible damage, and decent health. Toucan. It's a lot like, Dobe PD, yeah, an enemy that sometimes has wave attacks. Actually, is it guaranteed wave attacks? I'm not sure. Codename Red Rising, the enemy version of Mina, and super long range, yeah, very long range. Mr. Angel, yeah, like the angel version of those guys, and pretty powerful, very powerful. Not too powerful, actually. Tackey. He is, long range and hit with the long distance effect and, thing, and, he has an effective range, further than his standing range. Yeah, he doesn't, Ball of him, 3 million HP, Ball variants, long damage too, and Henry has long range and freeze effect good enough to perma-freeze anything it hits, so you gotta use fast meat shields like Manica Laser and time Abraham right. Hanya, I've got a video on that. Tiger also has a video on that actually tells you how to beat the stage without spamming Jizo. Queen Bee, yay, long distance, tanky, with the slow effect. I've got a video on that. It doesn't show you anything about how to beat it, but yeah, long distance area attacks, low health. Professor A, like Master A, but more annoying because he's got more range and more damage. It's annoying. Very annoying. Why does he exist? Razorback. He's a scary boy. He's got... his health isn't as much as Bortham, but his damage, destroys everything. Better get a bomber cat. So, next up are the zombie enemies from zombie outbreaks in the Empire of Cats, and zombies have two unique abilities. Baa Baa, where they tunnel under the ground, can't be hit while underground, and they come up behind the front line, and also revive. That they turn to something that looks dead, and then after a bit they come back with a certain amount of HP for a certain number of times. And Doge, but more powerful, and he has Burrow and with a medium distance and a revive at 50% HP. Snache, the stronger version of Snache, and he has quite a long burrow distance. You can get to your base if you're not careful, and yeah, he revives at 50% HP like most zombies. Now, Zombo. Yay. stronger version of Hippoe, and I think I'm not sure why it isn't called Zippo. It's called Zombo instead. Strange, but true. Pointless logic. Ziggy. Yeah. That is stronger version of Pigge. I don't really need to describe things too much. Yeah. Zack and Peng. Right. J.K Bun and the Revive. Stronger version of J.K Peng. And he's pretty powerful and quite annoying early game. Isn't that right, Miyaski? It just ignored me and walked right past me. And, sorry. Stronger version of Gory. Wow. Quite annoying. With a pretty good attack power like the all Gory variants. Yeah. Sir Seal. The zombie version of Sir Seal. It's stronger. And it's also annoying. How surprising is that? Yay. Kang Roo. A kangaroo of doom. And yeah, he's far stronger than Kang Roo, and he can hold up for quite a long time. He can go underground and sabotage your main shield lines when he comes up, and that's killed me several times. And Rocco, he's fun. He's strong and has weakened. Yay! Yay! Lord Gravy. See, the microphone's detecting loud sounds. How is that? The iPad Mini 2 microphone. He's not that powerful. It isn't that powerful. Miss Hawker. Okay, yeah, China has infinite burrows, so it just burrows until it reaches your base, then attacks your base. If you've got a freeze, you should be able to freeze it in place and kill it. And Coffin Doge, the zombie version of Wall Doge, and is stronger, and I'm not sure, and it doesn't have burrow, and I'm not sure if it has survived, but it must have revived. All zombie enemies have that, I think. So, next is Cats of the Cosmos with starred aliens. These aliens have different treasures needed to debuff them compared to regular aliens. They have two nearly unique abilities. It's Warp and Barrier. So, Warp has a certain chance to activate with certain enemies, and it's Mooth, and the cat goes into the air in a portal, and then after a certain amount of time, it comes back on a certain distance forward or backwards from where it first starts, and barrier is some enemies have a barrier. So if the enemy gets hit with an attack with less power than the barrier limit, so then it will then the barrier will completely block it, and the unit won't take any damage. But one attack with more power than the barrier limit, and the barrier is permanently disabled. And it's also an effect called Barrier Breaker, which allows the unit to permanently destroy barriers when the effect activates on an enemy with a barrier, and also deals damage to the enemy. So, first up is the She-Alien Elite. He is pretty powerful. Yeah, he's got like 125,000 HP without all the treasures. Also, the 15% warp chance and no barrier. Star Peng. He is annoying without catalytes. He has a very high chance to warp your cats, and if he warps and catalyzes warp immune and strong against aliens, use him as an anti-alien meat shield because he's good against aliens. General Grigori. He doesn't have the warp ability, but he's powerful, and he has the first unit to have the barrier ability. And yeah, it's got the barrier limit of 4,000, which isn't much. La Sola, the alien version of LeBoyne, and yeah, it's more powerful. No warp ability, but has a barrier, which I'm not sure how powerful it is. I think it's 40,000, which is quite a lot. And Project A, it's Master A, but he sometimes warps you, and he's stronger. Nice. Yay. Yeah, that's basically it. Annoying enemy, but annoying. And Corporal Wayland, he is like Mr. Mole. Not, yeah, I've seen him before. And instead, he's a similar strength with this long range attacks where he comes out of the ground, but instead he gets guaranteed warp. And Spacefish Jones has the #1, the best name in the game, officially on the Battle Castle. Not really. But he's pretty powerful, and he's got a barrier of 40,000. The Cat Gods. Yeah, he's the Chapter 1 Big Bang boss. And Tiger made a video of being the stage and so have I, but if you want to know how to beat him, Tiger's video is good. And also use Necrodance to freeze him. King Wawa he's not from Cats of the Cosmos, but he was added in between when the enemies from Cats of the Cosmos were added, so he's in the middle. And I don't know how to beat him, don't ask me. Ultra Baa Baa. Not very powerful, but has a barrier with a limit of 240,000 HP. That's near unbreakable except for a few anti-alien Ubers. But what you can do is you use a barrier break ability, and it's good. Kid Tapper. An alien dolphin that's far less scary than a regular dolphin. Yeah, it's a pretty high chance of warping, and he doesn't deal much damage. He's actually not too bad. Hippoe. He is the regular version of a frog guy and he has warp instead of freeze, which is far less annoying. He's got a pretty tough barrier as well. The second Cat Gods. Tiger made a video on. I also basically A Bahamut and Sniper the Cat. He takes really long to deal his attack that does lots of damage, so Abraham has plenty of time to destroy him. So, Cadaver Bear. He is Teacher Bear, but he burrows, survives, and is a lot more powerful. Basically what zombies are compared to regular enemies. Yeah. Red Boar, the more powerful zombie version of Boar. He's pretty scary. Him and Cadaver They are both from Into the Future 3 outbreaks. 2 and 3, I think. Yeah. Baku. He is a sleepy boy and basically all you need to do is to spam Jizo. If you have Jizo, you win. Yeah, I made a video on him. I don't know how to beat him without Jizo. Teacher Cyber. The stage he's in, well, he's got 50 health and way too much damage. One shots just about everything. That is, basically all you need is 5 75-cent or cheaper meat shields, and he should be good. Mesocosmos Cyclone. Cats of the Cosmos 3. He's a small boy who isn't all that powerful, but he has guaranteed warp and he warps your cats forwards. And he kills your base before those cats can kill its base. So, Cat-Light Meat Shield's useful. These guys have a long-distance attack with insanely long reach and warps enemies towards them. Then sometimes the cats that warps towards them kills it. Nice. Yeah. Axolotl. He has an incredibly long backswing, but an incredibly powerful attack. You just need to send out quick meat shields to trigger his attack, and don't can while he's out, cause yeah, then he'll charge forward and attack again because you interrupt this backswing. And Duche is from Into the Future outbreaks. And you see, he is more powerful. Yeah, than Duche, and faster. That's basically it. The Thrillers, those guys are a lot more powerful, and it has 2 burrows instead of 1. So sending out meat shield isn't as effective because it only uses 1 of 2 burrows, so it can still burrow again, which is annoying. I tried entering the stage he was in and died because he didn't look too powerful on the Battlecat wiki, but the Starred Aliens that he deployed with are incredibly powerful. They're buffed way too much. Yeah. Don't ask me how to beat this guy because I really don't know. He's scary. It's a merciless stage. I've beaten merciless stages before, but definitely not this one. Yeah, he's so powerful. Croconator is a metal enemy with medium damage and only 5 HP, and yes, he's only seen in some event stages and Uncanny Legends, like, I think sometimes he's spammed enough to prevent you from moving forwards, but he doesn't seem too powerful. And Little Zyclone from Chapter 3 Outbreaks, Into the Future Chapter 3 Outbreaks, he burrows and is somewhat strong and quite annoying. Yeah. And that is the end of the video. It took quite a long time to make. And if you watched to the end and didn't just skip to this point, then that's nice. Yeah. Hopefully this gets quite a lot of views. Am I right?